which is good. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. This is the Chromebook Users Group, SIG. This is October 13th, 2019. This is the Silvercom Computer and Technology Club, and this is our SIG group that is meeting through Zoom technology. This is our third meeting that we've had. Welcome to everybody here. I'd like to introduce Huey Poplik, who is from Florida, and he's going to be starting the meeting, and he's going to give us a tour of his website, and particularly he has information for Chromebook users. And I'm going to let Huey take it away, and then I want to go to our site, and I'm going to show everybody, because I've made some changes to our site, and I want to show everybody the changes that I've made as well. Huey, do you want to take it away? Do you want to share your screen?
Sure, let me do that. And you should see a lot of lightning and a scene in Sarasota. Do you see that?
Got it.
Got it? Can everyone see it? Put your thumbs up if you can see it.
Got it.
Okay, got it? Oh, have we got sound? Good.
Yeah, I've been listening to you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, this is the website that I have. What happened was when I first realized that maybe Chromebook is something that I ought to show some of my neighbors when they were having Windows problems, and I said, well, you know, and I think I've mentioned this to this group before, that I said, you know, if kids in kindergarten, first, second, and third grade can use these things, then seniors certainly should be able to, and not have to worry about all the things that you have to with dealing with Windows. And so I went out and I bought one to see what they were like, and I fell in love with the Chromebook. And I like to share information when I get it. And so what I did is I said, well, I'm going to start a website, Chromebooks for Seniors, and it's CB for Chromebook, the number 4, and S for Seniors.net. Somebody else had the .com, so I couldn't use that. And so I started this website, and what I'm doing is I'm storing all of my information that I gather about Chromebooks. I'm posting it on this website. I'm a little behind, so I apologize for that, but let's take a look at the home page first. That's where we're at. I try to have just a general what is a Chromebook, and then as you move down the page, I talk a little bit about a virtual Chromebook meetup, which I don't have, but so you're taking the place of that. And then I have some blogs, and then below that are articles, and they're all on the front page, but you'll be able to see them on each page. Now let's go to the About page first. And it just gives a general background of Chromebooks and me. But what there is on this page that's important is right here. It says, I maintain an alphabetized list of all the articles that I have. And if you go to it, you click on it, it takes you to a page. When you open it, you can download. And let's go ahead and just close this. And what it is right now, it's 10 pages of all of the articles that I have on the website alphabetized. But you don't need to have that. That's just a nice thing to have. But it's not necessary, and I'll show you why in just a few minutes. Let's see here. And so that's the About. Then a blog, and I try to put articles up about Chromebooks, but what I'm finding is I tend to post stuff on Facebook, and I forget about putting them on my own blog. And I need to do that more on my website, on my Windows or my general website, as well as this Chromebook one. But so this isn't as up to date as I would like it. And then the articles, what I do is I peruse and find, I've got several websites that I go to and look at articles about Chromebooks. And then each one I set a page to. So how to get the most out of your Chromebook's RAM, for instance. There's just a short sentence or two about it. When you click on it, it actually takes you to the original article. So I'm not plagiarizing and taking somebody else's article. I'm linking to it. So when you go to their websites, there's going to be advertising and so on there. But that article will be there in total, hopefully, if they haven't removed it. And those links should all be good. And so when you come back to the website, these are done by, first there's a sentence or two about them. There's a picture, some kind of a picture. And then when that original article appeared, because sometimes I find an article and it's 2 years old, but it's still applicable. So I'll still post it, but I'll put the original date there so you'll know how old that article is. And so those are the articles. There's over 400 articles now, and I haven't updated it, I think, since I think it was May or June. And I have all of the art. I have a whole bunch of articles that I need to update, and I do that. I do screen captures, and I get the information, and then I put them in an Excel spreadsheet, so I have that complete list. And then I have to post each one as a separate page, and it's painstaking. So I do it in groups, and usually it's 20 or 40 of them at a time. I also have a page with links, and I really, at this point, don't have but one from a school that has a lot of good information about Chromebooks. And then the tutorial page. Currently, it's one page, and there's a lot of tutorials on it. I'm going to break it out into a list, and then each one will be on a separate page. But I've put together a few videos. They're not long. They're just on individual topics. And then you'll notice that below mine, we keep going, are some that Ron just posted. And so those are there. These are embedded from YouTube. So when you click on it, it actually takes you to the YouTube a video, and you're able to watch it. And then below those are some that I got from Google. Some of them go back a while, but there's some pretty good videos there that you might want to take a look at. And then I have a contact page. And that's pretty much my website. The one thing I do want to show you is there is a search. So if you want to know, gee, how do I print from a Chromebook? If you just type in print in the search box, let me, instead of using the touch screen, I'll do this so you can see what I click. And there it is. And so there's an article on how to print from a Chromebook. Here's another one. These are different dates, so they're for different articles. Google Cloud Print, getting offline printers back online. How to print from a local network printer on a Chromebook. How to pick a printer that's Google Cloud ready. Chromebook compatible printers. Printer and Android updates to Chromebooks this week, and that was back in 2017. And Chromebook is about to get some improved printing options. That was back in 2017, and so on. So you can see that there's another page of more articles. So just by doing a search, you can find a lot of articles that are on this website as well, and they're linked from my website to their original place. That's pretty much it. I think the website's got value, and I hope it does for you, and I hope you use it.
Thank you, Huey. Thanks a lot. That's great. I'm going to certainly link that to our website, which will be super, super. Let me just show everybody our website now. Let me share my screen. And let's share it. Can everybody see me now?
Yep.
Yep. Sure.
Okay. So this is coming over to our website, which I'm sure that if you haven't seen our promotional video that I've done, this is our promotional video for this. Huey, this is our 25th year of celebration for our computer club.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so being around for 25 years. So I've made a video with this President Carroll, VP Dewey Clues would like to welcome to see da-da-da. Just click this link for a virtual tour of our club. So if you click that link, I'm not going to do that right now, but I've made a promotional video so you can have a look, and it goes through all the aspects of our club. But what I wanted to show the SIG group is if you come up and hit the SIG button here and you come down, you'll see our Chromebook SIG here. And if you click this button, come on, there you go. If you click this button, it will load up. It'll load up our. Now I haven't put a lot. I'm not like Huey. I haven't done this. I haven't spent a lot of time on this. But what I did do, click this link for all our Chromebook instructional videos. I was explaining to Huey earlier that the playlists on YouTube are actually a web URL. So if you click on this, you'll find all the videos that I've made. It'll bring these up. And you'll see this brings you to our, and you will see all the videos that I've made, and you can play these. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this out, and I'm going to make a list of videos that I find that I like Huey did that goes around when I'm going around the internet, and I'll post them. But also I'm probably going to be making 1 or 2 videos a week. So this list will get fairly long. So I want to keep the lists of the ones that I make versus the list of the ones that I find. So anyway, that's there, and that's on our website for you. The other thing that I put on there, and we're going to talk about this a little bit later, is the Chromebook expiry dates. And this is a link to the website for Google, and that's where you can look up and find out when your Chromebook is going to expire. And as I get more stuff, I'm gonna put Huey's link on here as well, so that we can we'll build this up a little bit more. But that's the Chromebook section on our website. Okay. Now, the next thing that I wanted to talk about, which is, we'll just minimize that, is I wanted on the agenda, the first thing we want to do is talk about passwords on Chromebooks. But I have a little video I want everybody to watch. Hopefully you can hear this, and our audio is going to be okay. And I want everybody to watch this video, and we will watch this.
Passwords are a fact of online life. They keep our information safe, and they give us access to the stuff we like. But remembering passwords can be tricky. It's why most of us reuse the same password as often as we can. And when we can't, we add numbers, symbols, or capital letters to the password we know and love, thinking that will make our passwords easier to remember. But in reality, it just makes it harder. Keeping track of your passwords can be challenging, and traditional methods like writing them down or just resetting them again and again are either not particularly secure or really inconvenient. Fortunately for Google users, you don't have to worry about remembering a password ever again. That's because your Google account has a built-in password manager that can save your passwords in Chrome and Android, fill them in when needed, and help keep them safe. Protected with Google's best-in-class security, everything you save in the password manager is available through the cloud. Just log into passwords.google.com or find the password manager in your Google account to see and manage all your saved passwords in a secure and central place that only you can access. And the next time you're using Chrome, simply save new passwords to your Google account when prompted. The password manager also comes with Password Checkup, a quick step-by-step guide that examines and strengthens the security of your passwords. Now the only password you'll ever need to remember is your Google password. Your password manager will take care of all the rest.
Good morning. It's Ron Brown with Silvercom Computer and Technology.
We don't want to play this.
The title of today's presentation is...
There we go. Could everyone hear that? The video? Okay. Excellent. Now I wanted just to go and show you what's going to happen. And here's, can everyone see this? Can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
I'm going to come up, and now I'm using, you'll come up in your Chrome and you'll come down to settings. I want you to click on settings, and this will be familiar to you now. And you're going to see a couple of things here I wanted to go over. You're going to come down to passwords, all right? You'll all find this on your Chromebook. This is actually a Chrome feature, but it's certainly on your Chromebooks. And I want you to come over and click this button here, and you're going to see, and this brings up all my passwords. But of course, you can't see those. And you would not be able to see this because, of course, you would need to be logged in to be able to do this. So now I also use a LastPass, and I use both, right? So you'll see that I actually have got this turned off right now, and I've got the auto sign-in turned off. But if you did not use LastPass and you wanted to use a password manager, you would just click this on, and if you wanted to auto sign in so it would sign in for you, you would click this. Now, if you click on your Google account here and watch what happens, this is a new feature that they've just added. And this brings up a site, and this is called Password Checkup. And I've talked about this before. This actually was an experimental feature that I wrote an article about 6 months ago, but it's now actually in your software. Now, if I click on this, watch what happens. It's going to check all my passwords. Watch what happens. I'm going to click this, and it's going to go through all my passwords. Of course, it wants to know what my password is, so I'll just put that in. So it's going now, and it's going to take all my passwords, and it's checking them. Now, what Password Checkup do, and this is a unique Google feature, is it actually goes up. Google has the ability, they're a massive organization, and they have the ability to look on the dark web, to look all over the web, and look for compromised passwords. So it's checked all my passwords, and it's going to tell me that there were no compromised passwords. So I know that all my passwords in my password vault in Chrome have no compromised. They told me, yes, I did. I reused 25 passwords. All right, I admit it. I'm guilty, all right? And they said 23 accounts were using weak passwords. So I have to do better, right? So I'm not perfect, but it does go through your passwords, and it does go through, and will give you this report. Let's just go back now. Let's go back one more. So that is the password management. Now I want to just go back one more. One of the things that I want you, this is the password that where we've just been, but I wanted just to come back up and make sure that when you sync and Google services, I want you to come over here, and I want you to make sure that you've turned on syncing, okay? Because if you turn on syncing, then all your passwords will be synced with all your devices. So if you have a smartphone or use Google on your phone, all your passwords will be synced to your phone. If you have a Chromebook, they'll all be synced to your Chromebook. If you have a PC, they'll all be synced to your PC. So it syncs all your passwords across all the devices. So now if you turn this on, when you go to a website and you put your password in, Google is going to say, do you want us to save your password? And all you have to do is say yes. And it says, or it might say, do you want us to make you a password? And you say yes, and it will save it. and it will sync it across all your devices. Not only that, but what I just showed you is it's going to go and it will check all your passwords against compromised passwords to make sure they're safe. So this is something that Google has worked hard with. They just brought this out as an update a couple of weeks ago, and I wrote an article on it. It's extremely safe. The encryption, all this stuff is encrypted. Huey and I, when we were younger guys, we used to teach back 15 years ago, you know, particularly in the Internet Explorer days. Internet Explorer used to save the passwords as a text file within the Internet Explorer. So if you hacked into Internet Explorer, which is a browser, you just take that text file and you take it and you've got all your passwords. Google has this is all encrypted. It's encrypted to the same standard that LastPass is. So there's no difference between LastPass and this. So you can't see, no one can see your passwords unless they are logged in. So the password, the master password, I guess, for your passwords is your Google account. Does anyone have any questions about that? Does that make sense to everybody?
Ron, do you know, do the other browsers also, are they doing anything like this?
Same. Firefox is doing the same thing.
With the encryption?
Yeah. So I think Firefox, now the problem with Firefox would be, well, I guess you'd have to use Firefox on all your, devices. So if you had a Chromebook, it wouldn't work on a Chromebook because you can't run how are you going to run Firefox on a Chromebook?
You can.
Can you? Well, if you can run Firefox on a Chromebook, then you could, yeah, you could do it. So so it certainly is available, but so it just depends what you want to do. Certainly, if you have a Chromebook, I would stick with Chrome, right? And use the password manager in Chrome. I think that would be a logical extension.
Ron, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Larry Carr.
Yeah, hi, Larry.
Why do you have two password managers? You got LastPass, which I also have, and now you've got this. Why not just one?
Because I test both of them, and I teach. All right?
Does a guy like me need both?
No. You need one or the other. Huey and I just talked about this earlier when we do tech work. We just want people to learn and write down their passwords, and most people don't. So if you've got two, you don't need two, just pick one. Pick one. LastPass is fine. I mean, if you want to use LastPass, but that's, for a lot of people, that is another piece of software that they have to load on their computer. It's another thing they have to learn. So the acceptance of that, Larry, we did a big LastPass program last year. Do you remember that? When Dave Christmas got up and we did a workshop on LastPass. I bet at our first meeting, if I go and I ask everybody how many are using LastPass, I bet you 3 people will put up their hand. Okay?
Well, I can't speak to that, but I've used LastPass for a long time.
Yeah.
And when I looked at this Chrome, I said, well, that's duplication, and I don't think I want to spend all the time to convert all of this.
Absolutely. Just use LastPass. Okay? I don't care. It's a choice, and I think they're both excellent programs.
Excellent.
Ken, which one do you use?
I'm not using either one. I'm using the book yet.
All right. So this is a good option for you. Okay.
Yeah.
I won't go on about that. The next one I wanted to talk about is virtual desktops. Has anyone experimented around with this?
No.
All right. So I wrote a video and I've put the video out. So I'd like you to watch this. Was the audio okay in the last video?
Yes, fine.
Yes.
Okay. So with this version of the Chrome operating system, you can now make virtual windows or virtual desktops. And you're going to say, well, why would I do a virtual desktop? So I'm going to show you that. I'm going to show you how to do that and why that might be helpful for you. I want you to particularly pay attention to one of the desktops, and it's going to be running Firefox, and it's going to be running LibreOffice. And I want you to pay particular attention in the video to that, because there's a twist at the end. Now, I've titled this video is "It's Only a Chromebook," because of course we all hear this all the time. Well, you know, it's only a Chromebook. What do you expect, all right? So that's the title. But actually, I'm going to show you a bunch of things in the video. Okay, here we go. Kiwi, have you seen this one?
No, I haven't.
Okay, let's get it going here, and let's.
Good morning. It's Ron Brown with Silvercom Computer and Technology Club. The title of today's presentation is "It's Only a Chromebook." Today's demo will be done with my Chromebook Samsung Plus. The goal of this presentation is to show you some time-saving key commands. To demonstrate a new feature in Chrome, you're able now in the Chrome operating system 77 is to use Google Assistant. I'm going to show you how virtual desktops work. And at the end of the presentation, a wow factor. You're going to go, wow, this is pretty impressive. So let's get on with the show. There are 3 ways to move between tabs in your browser. You can use a mouse to do a click and move to the second browser, or you can use the Control key plus a number. So if you wanted to see the second tab, you could use Control number 2. This would allow you to keep your fingers on the keyboard while you were typing. Or you can do a 3-finger swipe. Explain. In this demo, you'll see my Chromebook. I have my arrow at the top, and I'm on Amazon. I'm now going to click on the East Valley Computer Club, or I will come to our home page. And this is by clicking the tabs at the top of your screen in your Chrome browser. Now, you can also move between tabs by Control 1, 2, or 3. So you'll see I have Control 1, I'm in Amazon, Control 2, I'm in the East Valley, and then Control 3, I am at our home page. Now you also can use 3 fingers on your keyboard, or trackpad, sorry, to move left or right. So in summary, there are 3 ways to move between tabs in your browser. You can use a mouse, you can use the Control key plus number, or you can do a 3-finger swipe to the left or right. If you want to take a screenshot of your Chromebook's screen, you can use the key command Control plus the overview or multitasking key. I've taken a picture of the key and outlined it in red on the left side of your screen. If you want to take a specific area of the screen, you can use Control, Shift, and the overview or multitasking key. And this will do a capture of the region that you want to take of your screen. A new feature just added with the Chrome operating system 77 is the Google Assistant. So you can just say the magic word and your you know what will come up, and you'll be able to ask any questions you want as you have on your Google phone. It is possible to split the screen on your Chromebook so that you can have 2 tasks running at the same time. To do this, you can use your Control plus the square box you'll see outlined in red. If you want the pane to be on the left side, you would hit Control left square box, and if you wanted to have it on the right side, you would hit Control square box on the right. Let's see how this will work now. This is a picture. We're now coming into the Files menu, and I'm going to want the Files menu on the left side of the screen. This is actually, sorry, the Docs menu, and I'm going to want it on the left side of the screen. So I'm going to hit Control and the left button. Now this is the news feed that I want on the right side of the screen, and I would hit Control the right box for the right side. And now we have two applications open in the same screen. And again, to split the screen, it's Control square box left or square box right. Now, in the operating system 77, you now have the ability to have virtual desks. Let me explain what that is. When you go to your overview button and you look at the top right-hand corner of your screen, you'll see a icon saying New Desk. Let me explain how this works. This is the screen in which we have the two applications opened as I just described. We now are going into the overview mode, and you will see at the top right-hand corner, you will see a new desktop. I'm going to click on this, and that is going to bring up, and we're going to make a new desktop. We have the original one that we have, which is here, but we are going to make a new desktop. We can actually make 4 desktops in a Chromebook. So let's take, this is our first desktop that we've made. On the left side, you'll see Google Docs. On the right side, you'll see a web page on technology. On screen 2, I'm going to put in Google Photos. And for screen 3, now this is where I've made a mistake, and I've chosen the PowerPoint online, and it chose the Desk 1 because that's where Chrome was. I wanted to add the PowerPoint app to screen 3. And then to desktop 4, we're going to add Firefox. So when we come back to the overview mode here, you'll see desktop 1. We have, again, I'll have to get PowerPoint off of there. We have our original split screen, which we can now work in our documents, and we can view our technology reports. We have Google Docs in 2, and in screen 3 we have PowerPoint, and in screen 4 we have Firefox running. Now, how to switch between virtual desks? The first way to switch between virtual desks on the left-hand side is simply to use the overview key, and that will bring up your 4 desktops. However, you can simply select the application that you're using, and it will take you to that desktop. Let me explain this now in the next slide. Why would you use a virtual desktop when you can click through the tabs? In other words, if you have all those applications open, you could simply open them in a tab and switch between the tabs. Well, the reason would be is you can have multiple apps open in the same window, and that will give you more efficient workspace. Let me show you how this would work. I've now taken and I've made some desktops with multiple windows open. So this is our first. You'll see desktop 1, desktop 2, desktop 3, and desktop 4. Let's look at desktop 1. Again, it has Google Docs on the left side, and it has my news application on the right. We're going to take desktop 2, which of course has my Google Photos in it. We're going to take desktop 3, and I'm doing some work here, and I'm using PowerPoint to create some presentations, but I want to load some files, so I have my Files app open along with my PowerPoint. And in desktop 4, I want to use Firefox for some news clips, and then I've got a word processor open here called LibreOffice. This is their word writer, and it is open in the second pane. So I can switch between these different desktops simply by clicking on the desktop, and it will open it up. But if you come down here and you look at the first desktop, is a dock. So when I click the Docs app, it brings up the first desktop because the Docs app is in the first desktop. I don't have to go to the overview. Now in the second desktop, all I have to do is click on the Google Photos. The third desktop, I just click on the PowerPoint and it will bring up the third desktop. And for the Firefox, I just bring that up, and that's desktop 4. Please note desktop 4. There's something special about it we'll talk about. So here are the 4 desktops that we've been demonstrating. What I wanted to talk about was in desktop 4, is desktop 4, as you'll see on the top, was actually running in Linux. In your Chromebook, if you go to settings, you'll see there is a settings for Linux beta, and if you turn this on, you will actually be able to, it will install Ubuntu, and you will actually have a fully functioning Linux machine. You can run both operating systems at the same time, and you can run Linux applications as well as Chromium applications. In desktop 4, I was running a Linux. Both applications were Linux applications. They were Firefox was run in Linux, and LibreOffice was run in Linux. So the demo today showed you multitasking with a screen, split screens. I showed you Google Assistant. I showed you the 4 virtual desktops you can have. We ran 2 operating systems at the same time, Chromium and Linux. We had applications from 3 different operating systems, Windows, Chromium, and Linux. So if someone says it's only a Chromebook, please show them this video. Have fun with your Chromebook. It's Ron Brown from Silvercom Computer and Technology Club.
All right. Everybody still awake?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm about to get a package from Amazon, so I'm going to get up and get it here in a minute. So
Sure, that's fine. So does everybody understand? I was trying to be a bit cute there, but you should watch the video again. It certainly is in on it. I showed you where the link was on our website, and I sent it out to everybody. So you have the ability on your Chromebook now to actually have 4 desktops. Does everyone see the value of that?
I don't really have the use for it, but it has value if you have multiple things going.
Right, exactly. So if you had different projects that you were working on, and you wanted, instead of closing or moving through each application, you as I tried to explain to you there, you can actually have 2 applications open in each window and easily move back and forth between each window. This actually has bigger application if you have a big monitor. If you have a 33-inch monitor, or you have larger monitor than's on your Chromebook, it really works out quite well, and you can do have multiple applications open within the window. And I thought that was sort of cool. The other thing that's really cool, which is, and I'll show you this when we get down there, is I've got Linux running on my Chromebook, and the Linux is running at the same time. Like, this is all the same. So it's just, Chrome is a very powerful, the Chromium operating system is a very powerful operating system. And when people say it's only a Chromebook, well, come on now, Windows can't do this. You know, other operating systems can't do this. This is pretty cool, I think. So anyway, I hope you found that was interesting, and it's something you got to keep playing over and over again and see how it would. But this is a new feature that they've just added into the Chromium 76 or 77 operating system. This desktops, and if you click the overview button, you'll see that. Now the other one was moving between the tabs in a browser. I showed you that at the beginning. Most people, when they want to move between a tab in a browser, they'll go over and take their mouse, and then they'll go and they'll click the tab, where you don't have to do that. You can click, if your hands are on the keyboard and you're typing and you want to move to a different browser, Control 1, 2, 3 will open the tabs in your browser. So you don't actually have to go to your mouse. And I thought that was important that I could show that for you. Any questions? Any questions on that?
Ron, I'm back, and I missed what you said. You were saying switching between the tabs in the browser. Isn't there a way you can also, it's something in 1, 2, 3, 4 through 10 to get the apps at the bottom, or is that in Windows? Am I getting confused?
No, I think so. So you can switch between, as I was saying, is if you're typing and you're typing along and you want to move to a different tab, most people take their hands off the keyboard and grab the mouse, right? And then they go and they click and they make another tab. But where you don't actually have to do that, you can hit Control 1, 2, 3, 4. It depends how many tabs that you've got open. So you can just use your key commands to move between tabs.
Okay.
And I think that's helpful. Also, if you don't have a mouse and you're a trackpad user, then you can move 3 fingers, right? You put your 3 fingers on your trackpad, move to the left or to the right, and the 3 fingers will take you between the tabs that are open. So that's the other thing. So the next, all right. Have you done any of the desktop? Have you looked at the virtual desktop? Have you tried using multiple desktops?
Yeah, I don't. It's more than I need for most of what I do.
Okay, it has some pretty significant applications, because if you're doing, you're working on, you can have multiple workspaces, and it's sort of cool, and it works very well.
Yeah, that's also available on Windows, and I don't use it there either.
Yes, that is correct. Okay, now the next one that I wanted to talk about was your keyboard. One of the big frustrating things that I find about a Chromebook is the keyboard. And well, not the keyboard's okay, but it's the caps lock. There's no caps lock on a Chromebook. and I use a caps lock all the time. And you can actually reassign the keyboard, some of the keys on a Chromebook to different functions. And I'm just going to show you a little video I made. This is not long, it's very simple, and it's not, I just want to show you this video and let you know how to do this, okay?
Good morning, it's Ron Brown with Silvercom Computer and Technology Club. Today I want to talk to you about your Chromebook keyboard. The goal today is to make your search key a caps lock key. Let me show you how to do this. This is your Chromebook keyboard, which is different from a PC keyboard. If you look at the top, you'll see the keys are not function keys as a traditional PC keyboard would be. It's important that you learn those keys and the functions each one has. Today I want to talk about the search key on your Chromebook keyboard. This is the traditional place where a caps lock key would be. Now, watch me as I compose this email. I want to capitalize the word SilvercomCTC. I forget and hit the search key, which is in the traditional spot of a caps lock key, and see what happens. You'll see I'm typing. And when I hit the search key, it takes me out of the program, actually, and puts me into search mode. I then have to go back, and if you hit Alt Search, you can turn the caps on, which I did. But this is a problem for me because traditionally I always use that caps lock key. So how to make your search key a caps lock key? In this video, I'm going to show you how to go into the settings and reassign a function to your search key. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to our settings, and we're going to scroll down way down till we come to our device settings, and we're going to open the keyboard up. Now, here you can see that we have the search key on the left, and the function is search. But we're going to change that, and we're going to make it a caps lock key. These are the keys that you can change. And of course, the corresponding functions are on the right side. You do not have to save this. There is no save button. You just can X out. And now if I hit my search key, it brings up the caps lock key is on. I can hit the search key again to turn the caps lock off. So, it's important that you review the top row keys on your Chromebook. You should also be aware a traditional PC keyboard can be connected through the USB port or Type-C. Also that the key functions can be changed, such as we demonstrated today with the search function being changed to a caps lock key. Ron Brown with Silvercom Computer and Technology Club. Have a great day and enjoy your Chromebook.
Okay, I don't know if you guys, when you're typing, but I do a lot of typing, a lot of letters, and I get a lot of stuff out. And as I'm typing along, I always use that caps lock key. And this is how you can take the search key in your Chromebook and make it a caps lock key. In fact, you can actually customize the keyboard. There's 5 keys that you can change the functions of those keys. And I think it's just customizable to how you would like to run your own machine. Does anyone, Huey, do you have that caps lock problem on your Chromebook?
No, I type with one finger on each hand.
All right, so it's just something that's there that you can do. All right, the last thing I wanted to talk about today was I don't have a video on it. It's on expiry dates of your Chromebook, and I think I alluded to that. Let me just bring our web page up again. I'll just bring our web page up. And I'll show you. When you buy a Windows 10 computer, the license that you have with Microsoft is that the Windows 10 license is good until with that computer until of course the computer dies. The license is with the computer. It's not transferable anymore, and so you can use that until your computer dies or until Microsoft decides that the end of life is happening with Windows 10. And this is happening with Windows 7 in January this year. Is Windows 7 is expiring, and so if you're running Windows 7, you'll have to move on and get Windows 10. Chromebooks are different, and I thought I would just let everybody know this, because when we go back to Silveridge in a few weeks, some of you are already there, lots of people are going to ask you, hey, should I get a Chromebook? And I want you to talk it up and tell them, and I want you to be positive, enthusiastic, and say, yeah, they're great. But a couple of things that you need to know about Chromebooks in the purchasing of a Chromebook. And the first thing is that unlike Microsoft Windows, the life of the Chromebook's operating system is based on the length, is based on the unit, it's based on the actual Chromebook. So for example, all Chromebooks have expiry dates. So if you bring up this link that's here, this is the update policy for Chromebooks. So let's take Acer, for example, and we'll bring the list down here, and you will see all the Acer Chromebooks, all right? Now you're gonna see all these lists here, and you're gonna see the auto update expiry dates. Now, why is this significant? Well, because if you decided, let's say someone said to you, I want to buy a Chromebook, and they said, I found one on the internet and it's on Amazon and it's a refurbished one. Well, if they purchase that refurbished Chromebook, let's say it was used in the schools. Now, most Chromebooks will have a life expectancy for about 4 years. Let's say they are for 6 years. A Chromebook will have about 6 years. But let's say that Chromebook was used by a school, and this is now a refurbished one, and it and you're going to get this, and you're going to spend your money on it. But if the expiry date, let's say 6 years is a good example. If the school had it for 4, that would only give you 2 years of actual use of the Chromebook before it's going to expire. So you need to look at this site, and you need to, when you're going to purchase a Chromebook, you need to look at what the expiry date is for that specific unit. And that's an important issue when you're going to purchase a Chromebook, because the Google will support it. It's not going to not allow the operating system on there. It's not going to change the operating system to a different one that won't be compatible but it's the life expectancy of the Chromebook in the years. Does everybody understand that?
Yep, I looked mine up and it's June of 2021.
June of 20, okay, right. Larry, did you look yours up?
I did in, it's February, I think, of 22.
Okay, excellent. So it's important because that is one of the things that I'm worried about when people buy refurbished or, you know, Chromebooks online. Now, if you're not spending a huge amount of money on them, then, you know, suppose you get a refurbished one for $100, then it's not such a big deal. But if you're buying like a Pixelbook or, you know, a refurbished Pixelbook, which you might be spending $500 or $600 on, then it does become a significant issue. So you need to look at the expiry date of the actual Chromebook to find out how many useful years you're going to get to use it. And that's a different concept than when we had PCs. We didn't go down and you buy a used PC. That's not what you're looking for. So I think we need to make sure people understand that. So Larry, you understand that, eh?
Yes, but does this auto update, is that kept up to date with all the new Chromebooks that
Yep.
continue to hit the market?
It is. It is. And if you look down here, you'll see the new Spin 13 and the 15s, and they keep updating this list all the time.
Okay.
So, and I would like to see, what I'd like to see here, I don't see that on the Chromebook. I would like to see the expiry date on the box. I'd like to see when you buy a Chromebook and you go into Best Buy, and that also could be an issue for you if you go into Best Buy and you want to buy a Chromebook and there's two models that are really pretty close. Like, you know, it's hard to say, do I want this one or do I want that one? I really don't know. They're really, really close. Well, it could be that if you look at the expiry date, maybe one of them has 2 more years than the other one. So it's something you really want to know, eh? I think that's an important feature that you need to be aware of. The link's on our website, and it's just something that you can reference and go back to as you need it. All right. Does anyone, that sort of brings it? We're 1:57. That's 3 minutes to go. Any comments, questions? Anybody have any thoughts on life or what? My thoughts on life, I'll be seeing Larry in a week. So Larry, are you going to have the bands playing, and are you going to have everybody out ready to greet us all when we arrive, or what's happening down there?
We've got every band in the state waiting for you to hit the button. We've got the dancing girls, the whole thing.
There you go. There you go. I'm a happy guy. I'll be happy to get out of here. Huey, I want to thank you for, again, being on our group. We didn't have very many people today. Hopefully we'll get some more for our next meeting. Ken, as always, thank you for coming. Larry, thank you for joining on. I'm glad your machine worked fine this time. Was the audio okay with everybody?
Good, real good.
It was good. Okay, good. And well, I'll just keep working on with this. Huey, what's your plan for the rest of the day? Did you get an interesting package?
I'm sorry?
Yeah,
actually I did. I got a new microphone. I got a desktop microphone because my headset went out on me yesterday.
Did you get a Yeti?
No, I bought a cheap one. I'm cheap. It's Fifine, Fifine. I'll try it, and I'll get a Yeti the next one.
I really like this. Is my Yeti that I use. The thing that I really like about the Yeti, Huey, is that you just plug it into the USB and it's got all the drivers. It just works so well. It's just a plug and play sort of thing, and it really does sound pretty good.
Yeah, I'm hoping this will do the same thing.
All right, everyone. I got to go and cook the roast because we're having some people coming over for dinner tonight.
I'll be there.
Yeah, you're all welcome to come. So yeah, come on over, and we'll have a big party. We're trying to get rid of all the stuff out of our freezer because we have we're getting down to the last bits of stuff, so we got to eat it up this week because we're leaving next Sunday, and then Larry, I'll be there on the following Thursday. I should be there by about noon hour.
Well, I was wearing a sweater earlier this morning, so
Really?
yes, I was.
Don't scare me.
Well, not right now, but I was earlier.
You were okay. All right, I'm going to close the meeting then, you guys. And remember, on the 14th, November 14th, we'll at 10 in the morning. We'll do another one. Larry, you'll be there probably in the computer lab with us. You'll be there because we'll actually do it as a face-to-face. But I'm still going to broadcast one more. Okay.
Very good.
Very
Thank
good.
you. Huey, I'll talk to you. We'll decide what we can come up with for. You could do another talk on something, eh?
Sure, absolutely. I can come up with something.
Yeah, we'll do that. Thanks again, Huey. It's always fun to do this with you. Thank you for your support.
Thanks for inviting me.
We wouldn't be without you. Okay. Thanks, everyone.
All right. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye now.